Let's talk about the most common mistakes that brand new drone pilots make. We get a lot of reports on a daily basis that people crash their drones, and so we've compiled this list to help you make sure that you keep your investment safe. Drones have become an incredibly popular tool for capturing stunning aerial footage, but flying them can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're a beginner. So let's talk about how you can avoid losing your precious investment. The first mistake most new droners do is not reading the manual that comes with the drone. Every drone is different, and the manual will provide you important information on how to operate your specific model. Now make sure that you understand the basic flight controls, the flight modes, and then the safety guidelines before you even take off. Many drone pilots skip this step, thinking that flying a drone is just like playing video games, which is not really the case. Without proper knowledge of the drone features and their limitations, you may not be able to take off or even take full advantage of the capability, and you may even crash and damage your drone. Now be sure to head out to pilotinstitute.com, where you will be able to find a lot of free, that's right, I said free, deep dive courses for the most popular drones. The second mistake is not planning your flight. Before you take off, you need to have a clear idea of where you're going to fly and what you're going to do. Planning your flight path is important to make sure you capture the footage that you need, but also you avoid any potential safety hazards. This includes checking for any airspace restrictions, such as no-flight zones or even altitude limits, but also researching the local regulations and the rules. If you're looking for specific information about your state or even your city, check out this link right here. We've compiled a lot of different rules, and then we're going to keep you out of trouble. The third mistakes that we see is ignoring the weather conditions. That's right, the weather can have a significant impact on your drone stability and also performance. Wind, rain, snow, all of these can affect the quality of your footage, but also can cause your drone to crash. Now, before you take off, check the weather forecast for your area and make sure that you're aware of any changes that may happen during the flight. Now, remember that a strong headwind will cause your battery to drain on the way back. Don't be the one that ends up landing hundreds of feet away from your takeoff point or even crashing because you, ran out of battery. If the conditions are not favorable, it's always a good idea to postpone the flight until a later time. The fourth mistake that we see is flying the drone out of your line of sight. Always fly your drone as far as you can see it. And I know you see a lot of videos online of people doing this, but because they do doesn't mean that you should. This will help you stay clear of any obstacles and also prevent a potential collision with another aircraft, which is something I'm sure you want to avoid. Many drone pilots get too excited and then lose line of sight of their drone, causing it to fly out of control and possibly even risking a crash. The fifth mistake is not checking your drone's battery. That's right, we've talked a little bit about this, but always make sure you have a battery fully charged and in good working condition before you take off. Check your battery's level during the flight as well to make sure that you don't run out of power. Drones have a limited flight time, and in some cases, it's not the one that's advertised by the manufacturer. So if you're not careful, you may end up with a dead battery in the middle of your flight. Not a good thing. To avoid this, always check your battery levels before you take off and then keep an eye on it as you're flying. The sixth and final mistake is not maintaining your drone. That's right, drones are a pretty complex machine if you think about it, and it's going to require some regular maintenance to keep it in good condition. This includes checking and tightening any screws, making sure that your lens is clear on the camera so you don't have, blurry footage, and then also inspecting the propellers for any damage or wear. Propellers are pretty cheap, so make sure that you change them if they are damaged. That, along with the firmware, they are the top two things that are ignored on a regular basis for maintenance topic by most of the novice pilots. Neglecting your drone's maintenance can lead to malfunctions or even accidents, so it's important that you take care of it properly. Alright, I hope that this list is going to help you stay safe, learn as much as you can about the drone, use common sense, and then don't forget to have fun.